Hello, welcome back. You're welcome back. You're welcome back. It's so good to have you here. This is our 102nd lesson. It's getting quite a lot, but I think we'll soon be done with the basic part of this course, and then we'll jump into the next section, the next part. So, um, title of this lesson is "Iterate with JavaScript do while loop." So, apparently, there are more than two types of loops. I think we've gone through the while loop, we've gone through the for loop, and then this is like a do while loop, do while loop. Okay, it's quite similar to the while loop, but you'll see the difference in just a second or a minute. The next type of loop you will learn is called a do while loop. It is called a do while loop because it will first do one pass of the code inside the loop no matter what, and then continue to run the loop while the specified condition evaluates to true. And you can see the example here. So this is our array. This is like an iterator. Let's I equals 0. So it's going to do this first, and then while I is less than 5. The example above behaves similar to other types of loops, and the resulting array will look like this. However, what makes the do while loop different from other loops is how it behaves when the condition fails on the first check. Let's see this in action. Here is a regular while loop that will run the code in the loop as long as I is less than 5. Okay. So in this example, we initialize the value of our array to an empty array and the value of I to 5. When we execute the while loop, the condition evaluates to false because I is not less than 5, as you can see here. So we do not execute the code inside the loop. The result is that our array will end up with no values added to it, and it will look like this. Yeah, an empty array. When all the code in the example above has completed running, okay, yeah, it's going to look like this when it's done running. But take a look at do while loop, right? Using the same conditions, I is equals 5 and we have an empty array. In this case, we initialize the value of I to 5, just like we did with the while loop. When we get to the next line, there is no condition to evaluate. So we go to the code inside the curly braces and execute it. We will add a single element to the array and then increment I before we get to the condition check. When we finally evaluate the condition I less than 5 on the last line, we see that I is now 6, which fails the conditional check. So we exit the loop and are done. At the end of the above example, the value of our array is 5. So we see the same, we see the difference, the same conditions, different results. So do while loop, I would say, is a bit careless, but of course, there's a purpose for it. There's times when you're coding, you might need a do while loop, alright? So it's not actually useless. What do while loop is that it does before it checks. So what kind of example will I give? I'm thinking of a nice example to give, like a nice illustration to give. Okay, okay, just okay. Let's say you're arranging your clothes for the week, and then you're supposed to like check if the clothes is dirty before you iron it. So do while loop is like, okay, do while loop goes ahead to iron the clothes and wear it for the first day before you then realize that, oh, this clothes is dirty. But the while loop, it checks if the clothes is dirty first of all, and then if it's dirty, oh, I'm not going to wear this, it's dirty. But do while loop will go ahead and okay, this may not be very sufficient, but I'm sure you get the gist, all right? Do while loop goes ahead, irons the clothes, then wears it on Monday. Then when he gets to the office, like, oh my god, my clothes is dirty. Well, I've already worn it for the first day, and then we now, but then the next day he now checks and says, "Oh, this one is dirty, so I can't wear it." Okay, I think I'll stop here, please. I hope you understand what I mean. Okay, so it says in our challenge here that we should change the. Okay, let's just read this last part. Essentially, a do while loop ensures that the code inside the loop will run at least once. Yeah. So let's try getting a do while loop to work by pushing values to an array. Change the while loop in the code to a do while loop so that the loop will push only the number 10 to the array and I will be equals to 11 when your code has finished executing. So I is equals to 10. So right now this is a while loop. And let's go ahead and just do some testing. Yeah, console.log um my array so that you see what it looks like. Now it's going to be empty. Yeah, exactly. But then let's change this to a do while loop. It's quite simple. Just take this curly braces up here and then you have do in front. All right, and then now you have just 10. See, I hope that was easy to understand. If you have questions, don't hesitate to type them in the comment section and I'll see to it immediately. Let's run our test and we are good to go. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in my next lesson. Bye.